What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OGGM, coming to you live. And this, the 18th day of October in the year of our Lord Steve the Cat, 2023. It's about 8:14 in the morning. It is a cold, foggy, drizzly Wednesday, but it also looks like the sun's trying to break through, which means it'll be muggy. Yeah, muggy. It's time to take a look at all the tabletop role-playing game crowdfunding projects that are coming to an end. Obviously, you can tell the one we're most excited about is the Kevin Crawford reprint of World Without Numbers, which I did back the digital version of it. One of the unsung geniuses of the OGL is Kevin Crawford and his amazing work. We don't talk about it enough. Speaking about talking about stuff, friends, just take a moment to remind you that I don't care if you clout chase or content farm my stuff. I don't. Nothing on my pages is exclusive to me. It's all out there. So if you want to come over here and take stuff that I've said and then say it on your channel, that's fine. Don't care. I mean, I appreciate it if you give me credit. That's fine. But if you're going to cut and paste and parrot something I said exactly the way I said it and then repeat it back to me either in a comment or on your video and not give me any credit, it's like, dude, come on. At least do some work. I mean, yeah, I copy and paste from other news sites, but I also do some of the work to make it original. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to parrot back to me, I mean, come on, Veruca. Anyways, that's my soapbox for the day. I'll probably have more later on, but right now, news. And of course, yeah, this one. World Without Numbers, offset reprint. I don't know what that means, but basically it's a reprint of the World Without Numbers, which is a fantasy building toolkit / world by Kevin Crawford, the same person who made Stars Without Number, which you know is just amazing. Constantly cannot go without talking about Stars Without Numbers, World Without Number. Then he made Cities Without Numbers, and that Cyberpunk. I guess next is Dungeons Without Numbers. I don't know what he's going to do yet. But his stuff's amazing, and he doesn't get enough credit. So you can pick this up for the PDF and the print version for $80. If you sign up for that, he also sends you a free dungeon every week. So I've got 2 levels of his free dungeon. So yes, it's just, his stuff's great. So I highly recommend backing it. And this ends on Halloween. Then we have Mage Hunter from Geek Stable. This is a supplement for the Bounty Hunter role-playing game. Really, you made a role-playing game called Bounty Hunter and you didn't get any trouble. It is $35 is the most popular pledge for the PDF and the print version. This is a diceless, no randomization game. And Mage Hunter, you have a pool of action points. Want to succeed at a task. If you have the relevant skill and you spend the points, you succeed. That's simple. However, then your energy runs out and then you can't do it again until you recover. So instead of going, I roll a D20 or D6 or whatever and add +3, do I hit? You go, you know what? I want to hit this guy. I'm going to spend 8 action points. Is that enough to hit him? Oh, okay. I hit him. Next round. Oh, well, I don't have any action points left. I guess I can't do anything because I spent all my 8 action points last round. So until I rest, I can't do anything again for the rest of the evening. Does movement count, or is it just anything that would involve a dice roll? Roll a saving throw versus that trap. Can't, out of action points. Listen at the door. Can't, out of action points. Yeah, no, sorry. I prefer dice or some form of randomization. I mean, basically a system telling me unless you have energy, you can't do shit. Is that supposed to reflect real life? I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but it's not going to work. Also, how did you get away with calling a role-playing system Bounty Hunter without getting in trouble? And then we have from Christian Eichlin, Derelict, a Death in Space adventure. This is an adventure for Death in Space, which is the Rules Light version of Mothership, which was the Rules Light OSR OGL space game that tried to emulate space horror, Space Wants to Kill You. I've done a review of Death in Space. I have it in my shelves. I suppose I'll trade it to somebody someday. It's one of those games that uses as much black ink as you possibly can. And I think we can expect the same from this one. This is a zine for $16 for the PDF and the copy of the zine of an adventure about dying aboard a derelict spacecraft in space with a lot of black ink. Now, somebody once said, well, dude, what do you care about how much black ink it is? You're not going to print it out. You're going to pay for the POD. Nobody's going to actually print that out at home. Except, yeah, people might. And still, it's just a waste of ink. And then you wonder why it cost me so much to POD it, because of the black ink. From Britannia Game Designers Limited, we have Dux Bellorum for Chivalry and Sorcery. Not Castles and Crusades or Tunnels and Trolls, but Chivalry and Sorcery. This is Dux Bellorum, The Age of Ophel, Oscar. Dux Bellorum, The Age of Oscar from Britannia Game Designs Limited for Chivalry and Sorcery 5th edition. The source book is $25 for the PDF of the book. So you don't get the book for $25, you get the PDF. It expands upon the Chivalry and Sorcery 5th edition to bring the adventures of King Arthur to this system. So yeah, PDF of some King Arthur love for Chivalry and Sorcery. Feyborg, the Scarry fairy folk metal based on Morkborg role-playing game by a couple of Drakes. So this is taking the classic Morkborg that we have already seen kind of fizzled out and failed and became a joke, and now converting it to the little-known Scarry fairy folk metal. I have to now look up to see if Scarry fairy folk metal actually is a music genre. So one moment, please. I'm going to look up to see if Scarry fairy folk metal. Scarry fairy folk metal. Okay. Images of Scarry fairy folk metal. I get just some pictures of some art. An ad. Is there actually a music genre called fairy scary folk metal? How about just fairy folk metal? Yep, nope, nothing under the Wick pick. Let's go to maybe the videos. We got something from 2022 called Banshee Fairy Metal. We've got Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies done as an Asian folk metal cover. How about just folk metal? Taiwanese folk metal. The 20 greatest folk metal songs nonstop from 2021. Indian folk metal from Bollywood. We got Celtic folk metal by a band called Waylander. So I guess folk metal is a music genre. What is they consider? Okay, so all right. So okay. Folk metal is a music genre, but now these guys have created Scarry fairy folk metal and created a game called Feyborg, which is loosely based on Morkborg. So disturbing, dark, horror, end of the world, Morkborg, heavy metal, and art inspired role playing about fairies, dark fairies, doing horrible Morkborg-y type things. Well, just when I thought I'd seen every possible iteration, these guys invent a new one, and now I kind of want to see what Scarry fairy folk metal sounds like. I'm assuming if you're familiar with the Who, the HU, and their sort of Mongolian throat singing heavy metal rock songs that they've done, that's kind of the best example, I guess, of folk metal. From Dr. Glasgow, we have Nyx, a dreamlike interpretive RPG. $37 is the most popular pledge for the PDF and the print version of the book, plus postcards and bookmarks. Nyx is a tarot card system that is inspired by Kingdom's Hearts. The rules are ethereal, whimsical, and nightmarish. It's 236 pages, which 169 spells, 201 special abilities, 177 enemies, dream-based tabletop role-playing game, interpretive tabletop role-playing game. So I think I did stuff. I interpret my tarot card to be positive. I drew the 6 of Cups. That means something happened. Do I have to buy a tarot card deck, or does it come with one? I guess I have to buy a tarot card deck. Anyways, it's got a picture of a guy holding a sword made out of stained glass, which is kind of cool. And he's being followed around by this cute chibi fairy whose ears are also stained glass, and this sort of weird anteater looking dude. And apparently dream-like tabletop role-playing games are also a thing. 50 some odd years I've been doing this, and I'm still learning new things about the hobby. Who knew there was dream-like tabletop role-playing games out there? But apparently there are. From Planet X Game, we have Reverend Werewolf's Old-Timey Monster Mania Family Hour. So that sounds sort of like, a classic Saturday Monster Theater public television thing, Elvira type stuff. This is a zine for $20. Gets you the PDF and the print version of the zine. It's time for Halloween Famous. So this is taking famous monsters from Filmland and stuff like that and turning it into sort of a source book for role-playing and horror type stuff. It includes stuff for Call of Cthulhu, Cult, Delta Green, Liminal Horror. My word, I invented that. Stuff like that. From Bloat Games, we have Camp Blood, a grindhouse horror tabletop role-playing game for the Survive This system / Demons and Demogorgons and stuff like that. So it's a Friday the 13th kids versus monster in the at camp, because despite all logic, you people still keep going out to that lake and going into the abandoned house. You'd think after 60 some odd years of people getting killed out in the woods, you'd stop going in the woods. Camping is a horrible, cold, wet way to die. That said, yeah, if it's from Bloat Games, it's going to be good. $79 seems a little pricey for them, but okay. From Fainting Goat Games, we have Cocaine Owlbear Deluxe Snowbird Edition. This is based upon Honey Heist. It's $5 for the PDF and the print POD. And the public service announcement is don't do drugs with owlbears. So if you're familiar with the very strange Cocaine Bear movie, this is taking it and turning it into sort of a fantasy heist game. If you're familiar with Honey Heist, which is about bears trying to steal honey, this is owlbears trying to steal cocaine. This is either the most awesome thing ever or incredibly stupid. If you haven't seen Cocaine Bear, I think it's on Netflix. No, it's definitely on Prime, and it's weird. It's definitely weird. And that's it. So this one kind of stands out. This one definitely could be fun, a little pricey. This one sounds cool. I just don't know what to do with this. I don't know if this. I think I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to think Aaron the Relentless is going to agree with me on this one. The Mork Borg Dark Grim Heavy Metal Art album covered inspired role-playing game genre has turned into a joke. King Arthur stuff? Sure, why not? No. Not even sure. And definitely, yes, this is my recommendation for the week. I already picked it up. I backed it when it was first announced. I'm getting, of course, just the PDF because, why have a book of a thing I'll probably never run? But yeah, I highly recommend Kevin stuff if you haven't picked up his stuff yet. That's about it for this day. If there's any of those sound exciting to you, please let me know which ones do and which ones you might pick up. And that's it for today's crowdfunding stuff. Oh no, I'm out of action points. I can't turn off the stream. I guess I just have to sit here until I rest. Or Steve walks over the keyboard. Buy my merch.